Hey everyone, Soul here again, and today we are going to talk about a little bit kind of a hacks for the new player, or if you are trying to get into game or in the physical game, and this will make your life kind of easier if you want to play the game. So let's just get into it. The very first one is you need to consider your dices, and what do I mean by that? So in Vanguard, when you check a trigger, there are two things can happen. First, you can apply your power, as well as you can apply a trigger effect, for example a critical. Now sometimes when you go into tournaments, people can be like, oh no, you give power to this and you assign a critical to that guy, or they can try to dilute your mind or something like that, divert your mind. It's kind of a dick move, but you just need to be prepared. What you can do is to prevent that is that you can buy different colors of dices. So for example, I can have kind of a blue dice, and then I can also have a red dice, and when I'm assigning my power, I can put the blue dice on the unit that I assign the power to, and the red dice for the critical or any other effect if you want to. And that way you can prevent your opponent for bluffing or calling out judge on you or something like that, because you are tracking the progress. Now the second one is counting. So in Vanguard, sometimes you have this stupid power gains for 6k, 4k, 17k, sometimes let's say 60, some kind of awkward basis. So normally you need to have a proper inbuilt way to count it, because sometimes if you take too much time, if you try to count on the spot, you try to use your fingers or something like that, it can take much of a time and your opponent may get annoyed. I'm talking about the competitions or tournaments or BCSs, by the way. So what you can do, what I personally like to do, is that I count based on 10. So for example, if I want to add 17 plus 18, or let's say 17 plus 16, what I would do is I would add 17 plus 10 plus 6, or if you don't like it, you can go 17 plus 10 plus 10 minus 4. So that's you are going for the basis of 10, and then you are deducting whatever is left. So if I'm doing 17 plus 16 again, I can go with 10 plus 10 minus 4. So 10 plus 10 minus 4 will bring it down to 6. If you have a really hard time to count the numbers for 5 or 6, it can be any method. It's just one method that fits me. What I do is I start counting based on 10, and then I reduce the power gains of whatever I feel like. Yeah, so that's the second thing. The third one, shuffle. You wanna always have refill shuffle. Now personally, what I like to do is that I do a pile shuffle, then I do refill shuffle. But refill shuffle is one of the best shuffling method you can ever do for randomize your cards. The studies has been done before. I'm not going too deep into it, but you can look it up, you can Google it. Refill shuffle is apparently the best way to shuffle. It's the most effective way to randomize your cards. And why it is important is that in Vanguard, people complain about the luck factor, the trigger effect and the luck factor. Now, every single player has the same kind of a luck factor inside that. You don't count the bad, the bad things that happen to your opponent, but you count the bad things that happen to you. So, and sometimes you also neglect the thing that good thing happened to you. It's just a psychology, but I don't want to go into that. But don't be I luck sack all I get luck sacked all the time. Try to understand that there is a difference between losing because of the skills, because of not knowing your cards, because of not knowing your decks, and blaming on triggers. So normally when I play games, I kind of see the thing that, oh man, if I could have discarded that, I could have won. If you didn't luck sack me, I could have won. If you didn't do that to that unit, I could have won. That's just an excuse. You don't assume that everything is bad things happening to you. You might have also luck sacked your opponent by checking 2 crits, but you forgot that because your opponent luck sacked you to defeat and you couldn't win. So don't try to blame your opponent just because of the luck sack. I get the point that Vanguard is a huge luck based thing because of triggers. So but yeah, try to randomize your deck as much as you can, and then just leave it on the, I guess, permutation and combinations or whatever, the probability of drawings. But yeah, the second thing is kind of related to that, double sleeves. Now, for some people don't do double sleeves, and that's fine. But for me, if you do a single sleeve, there's a lot of risk still present there, because sometimes you might be playing on a table. That actually happened to me once. So I was playing on a table, and somebody knocked a Pepsi or something. So like, I was lucky that I took it out quickly, but this thing sometimes can happen to you. So like, you are safe to go for double sleeves. And also, shuffle feeling is pretty good. I like, double sleeves are kind of bigger. I like bigger sleeves. I don't like smaller sleeves. So like, what I do is that I take a I take a Yu-Gi-Oh size or a Vanguard size sleeve and put that into Magic size, which is like a standard size sleeve. I personally recommend using Dragon Shields because they are the best in the game, apart right until now, I guess. So yeah, you can double sleeve your cards. They will help a lot. So yeah. Now the last thing is snacks. Snacks, food, sleep, or drink. Keep in mind that you are playing a game that requires you to think. That requires you to think lots and lots of possibilities or combos. So you need to understand that every single time you draw a card, you have to create a board based on the permutation and combination what you have in your hand. So it takes a lot of brain power every single time. I'm not sure about, standard is getting good. So not that much in standard, but especially if you play premium, you have to think a lot. You have to think about your moves. You have to think about what can you do with the cards you have in the hand, what your opponent's going to do. You need to memorize your opponent's drive checks. You need to memorize your opponent's drop zone, damage check, everything on the field. So if you're going for a competitive play, and if you are like, you don't have enough sugar in your brain, or you don't have enough carbohydrates in your brain, you may just fuck up. Like, events tend to be longer, and then sometimes you just go in there hungry for with no base power, like physical strength or like anything, like it can hurt your brain a lot, and you might just fuck up. You will make a mistake, and you will just, because of that mistake, you will just lose the game. So it's very good to eat before you go to the event. And always carry like small chocolates. I personally prefer Snickers because they will give you that instant rush of sugar and like carbohydrates. But yeah, food and drink and sleep is very, very important. I have seen some people that just like, I didn't sleep at all. I'm like, bro, you're gonna fuck up. So yeah. Also, work out, drink water, shower. I shouldn't be telling that, but yeah. But yeah, these are the kind of tricks, or like let's just call them hacks, because they're not necessarily tricks. I have some other videos coming up. If you really like this kind of content, please like this video, and I will make some new. But yeah, until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.